Okay, let's look at example 1 and 2. On example 1, what they are asking us is this a function? So we have three different things, f, g, and h, and we want to know, are they functions? Here's how you tell if it's a function when you have a set of points. You look at the x's only, the x values only. We call those the domain. We're going to look at the x's. If they repeat, it is not a function. If they don't repeat, it's a function. So our x's are 1, -2, and 3. There's no repeat, so those are a function. So f would be a function. Let's look at g. I have 1, 1, 1, 2. That is not a function because we have repeat when we look at the x values. Remember, you're only looking at the x. Let's look at h and see if h is a function. I have -4, -2, -2. The -2 is repeated, so that one is also not a function. Now example 2 is similar, but on example 2 they ask us to list the domain and the range and then see if it's a function. So if you don't know this, domain is your x and range is your y's. Okay, so let's look at part A. My domain for this one would be my x's. That would be 3, 4, and 6. I'm just looking at the x values up here. Now notice there were 2 4s. I don't have to write it twice. And by the way, typically in the back of the textbook, they will put these brackets around those. Now let's look at range. For your range is your y values. I have -1, 2, 5, and 8. And those would be my range. Now I do need to see if this is a function or not. So I look at my x values. Was there repeat? I had 3, 4, 4, 6. There was repeat, so part A is not a function. Let's look at part B. Part B is called a mapping. Okay, so if I were to list the points in B, it would be 4, 100, 6, 200, 7, 200, -3, 300. Okay, those would be the listing if I were to list the points. In this case, my domain is in the blue circle. So my domain would be 4, 6, 7, -3. My range is my y's. My range is in the red circle. That would be 100, 200, and 300. Now if you look at your domain, you never use any of those numbers twice. It's 4, 100, 6, 200, 7, 200, -3, 300. The x is never repeated, so on part B, it is a function. Okay, let's look at part C. Part C is an XY chart. My domain is my x's, so that would be -5, 0, and 5. My range is my y's. There's just 1, 2. And again, we look to see if we repeated our x's any. We did not. So part C would be a function.